Hello everybody, welcome to the lecture for Wednesday, April 1st. We're going to work on limits with graphs and tables today. In keeping with having a picture every day, here is a picture of me on my wedding day. This is my best man and best friend, Bill. And we're actually standing in Philippi Park, if you guys have ever been there. That was quite some time ago, and I don't have any gray facial hair back then, so I look a little bit different. All right, let's get started. Okay, so here is a graph with a function on it that we are going to call f of x, and I've created some questions. I want you to start up with these. So limit as x approaches -4 from the left, from the right, and then limit as x approaches -4. And then we have some limits for 1, and then a limit for 6. So if you feel like you remember how to do this, just pause the video, go through, answer all the questions, and then you can be about 2/3 of the way through the video where I'll have all the answers. I'm going to go ahead and go through them all right now. Okay, so limit as x approaches -4 from the left. What we're asking ourselves is, as this function approaches -4 from the left, what y value does it approach? Well, it approaches that y value of 2, and so the answer is 2. And when we approach from the right, we're approaching that exact same direction, that exact same y value, and so this answer is also 2. And then the third question, there is no left or right, it's just limit as x approaches -4. And so what we've always said about this is that if the left-hand limit and the right-hand limit both exist and are equal to each other, then the limit exists and it will be that same number. All right, limit as x approaches 1 from the left. So here we would be up here approaching x = 1 from the left. Well, the y value that we are approaching from this direction is 4. Approaching from the right puts us on this piece of the curve. And so now that y value that we are approaching is -2. And so once again, limit as x approaches 1 from the left and limit as x approaches 1 from the right do both exist, but they are not equal to each other. And so we say that this limit does not exist. And to be specific, we wouldn't say that it is equal to d and e, we just say it does not exist. All right, finally, limit as x approaches 6. I don't ask the left or the right, so I'm just saying, what is the limit? Well, the left and the right both exist, and they are both approaching that same y value. So the answer to this is 5. Common mistake people make here is they see this thing down here, and so they think that the limit is 2. And that's not the case. The limit, we don't actually care what's going on at that point. We just care what's happening as we get really, really close to it. Okay? Now, it is true that f of 6 is equal to 2, but the limit would be 5. Now we've got limits using a table of values, and this one is not, we didn't do a whole lot of this, but I think it pretty much makes sense. We've always talked about the left-hand limit and the right-hand limit needing to be the same thing, and so if we want to look at the limit as x approaches 2, so as x approaches 2, we don't know what the value is here, but if we're to the left of 2, a number slightly smaller than 2, we're very, very close to 5. And if we're to the right of 2, a number slightly bigger than 2, we are also very, very close to 5. And so the answer to this is that our limit would be 5. Now, one way you might vary this question is, what if these had all been negative values? And you got to be careful, because that's kind of one of those things that's easy to overlook. You see the 4.9, you see the 5.0, you think, oh, the answer is 5. But now that wouldn't be the case, because that's really close to 5 and that's really close to -5, which are completely different answers. And so if this is what my table looked like, then the answer now would become D and E, because the left-hand limit appears to exist and is +5. The right-hand limit appears to exist and is -5, and those are different numbers. And so in that case, our answer would be D and E. Okay, that's all I have for today. It's very short. All right, go to my AP. I've got a half a dozen questions there, I think, for you to do. Please just be careful with them because they can be a little bit tricky. Right? I didn't cover absolutely everything because I want you to have to think outside the box as you go through some of these problems, and one of them in particular is a little bit tricky. So pay close attention, and good luck to you.